Hello guys, welcome back to TFD. Alright, hold on now. Everybody relax for a second and really listen. Let's keep this real and keep it basketball. When it comes to the Indiana Fever, this is about hoops, period. This is not about side conversations, agendas, or noise coming from outside the locker room. Breanna Turner, let's stop playing games. You came in, you did your job off the bench, solid minutes, nothing crazy. Respect where it's due. But now, it feels like you're starting to do too much. You're stepping outside your lane, and that's where the problem starts. This team is being built around basketball, and Caitlin Clark is about basketball. That's the focus here. Nobody is saying you're a bad person or that you can't play at all, but let's be honest. You are not that level of player where your comments should be driving headlines or dominating the conversation. Sometimes players need to understand their role, stay in it, and let the game speak. From a roster building standpoint, I'm going to be straight with you. I don't think the Indiana Fever should bring Breanna Turner back. Not out of disrespect, but because the direction of this team is clear. This franchise is moving forward, locking in on winning basketball and cutting out distractions. That's how you build something real. Here it says, Fever star makes her unrivaled stance known despite concerning trend. First of all, she's not a Fever star. Stop it, man. First of all, let's clear this up right now. She is not a Fever star. Stop it. Seriously, stop it. That narrative needs to end immediately. She was getting DMPs, not even in the rotation at times, so let's not play games or rewrite history. Now, to be fair, when injuries happened and her number was called, she stepped in and played hard. I respect the effort. I respect a player who stays ready and competes when given the opportunity. That part is real. But let's keep perspective. That does not suddenly make her a star. That does not elevate her into some untouchable category. She's a role player who filled in when needed. Nothing more, nothing less. Everybody can relax with the hype. Here it says, Unrivaled has taken a massive viewership hit in its second edition, following a promising inaugural season. Built on a stronger player-first mindset and a quick-paced 3v3 format, the tournament is facing empty seats after increasing its arena capacity to 1,000. Amid all the questions about whether the off-season league is sustainable, Indiana Fever star Breanna Turner has shared her 2 cents, keeping it simple. Okay, look what she said. I truly enjoy watching women's basketball. I don't care if it's college, WNBA, EuroLeague, Unrivaled, Athletes Unlimited, etc. I'm tuning in whenever I get the chance, Turner wrote on X. Okay, and that's fine. That's cool. Good for you. The reality is, the people have spoken, and a lot of fans are just not interested in watching Unrivaled. It is what it is. I'm a women's basketball fan. I watch the WNBA. I gave Unrivaled a fair shot. I really did, but I just couldn't get into it. I'm not saying it's bad, it's just not for me. Maybe if there are certain matchups, I'll tune in and check it out, but the format doesn't pull me in. I also watch college ball and cover some of that over here. The 3-on-3 style just doesn't hit the same for me. Here wrote, the average viewership for Unrivaled's opening day in 2025 was 312,000, but in the second year, the inaugural game on Monday afternoon, January 5th, attracted an average of just 175,000 viewers across TNT and True TV. It further dipped to 131,000 for the January 9th games across both platforms. It is far less than the 2025 WNBA regular season and playoff average of nearly 1 million across all networks. The development of other leagues, such as Project B, is also a threat to Unrivaled in the coming years. Names like Kelsey Mitchell and Alyssa Thomas, players integral to the 3v3 tournament, have already joined Project B. They may not return next year, as both off-season league schedules are set to overlap. So y'all are already losing people to Project B. Now, here said, meanwhile, Breanna Turner and women's basketball champion Ariel Atkins are among the pool of players participating in Athletes Unlimited, scheduled to start on February 4th. Ariel Atkins not playing Unrivaled. Why am I surprised? Okay, here said, Unrivaled's financials aren't wholly dependent on viewership ratings. It also relies on merchandise sales. Every opening weekend game was sold out, and the Philadelphia tour stop at Xfinity Mobile Arena later this month, which are both quite profitable. per the league spokesperson. Reports suggest that merchandise sales have increased by 50%, and resale tickets for the Philadelphia stop had also increased to $123. Said, therefore, unrivaled CEO Alex Basil and co. don't seem overly concerned about the league's sustainability, but frequent player opt-outs and poor viewership are the initial warning signs for league management. Okay, that's a fact, bro. People can sit around and pretend like ratings, viewership, and fan interest don't matter all they want to, but they do matter. This is a business. Attention matters. Engagement matters. Acting like it doesn't is just being dishonest. Now, let me make a quick left turn here, because I've got to address Breanna Turner. I saw the clip, the commercial, whatever it was, with Megan Rapinoe talking about men who identify as women playing in women's leagues. Listen, man, do that over there. Keep that separate. Don't bring all of that into the Indiana fever space. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Over here, it's about basketball. Caitlin Clark fans are here for hoops. That's it. Whatever you are in life, that's your business. I don't care about your politics. I don't care about your personal views. None of that bothers me. That's all fine. But when you're on Caitlin Clark's team, the focus has to stay on winning basketball games. If you want to push other conversations, that's cool. Just do it somewhere else. This team doesn't have time for distractions. I'm not playing these games. Not today, not ever. Here said, key founding member of Unrivaled hints at the reason behind the decline in ratings. While the absence of stars like Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are pivotal in the decline in viewership, co-founder Breanna Stewart has recently shared her perspective, emphasizing the league's timing and broadcast slots. Here said, obviously, you want them to be consistently high, no matter if we play on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. Listen, Breanna Stewart, this has nothing to do with TV slots or broadcasting excuses. Let's stop dancing around the real issue. People are just not interested in watching 3-on-3 basketball like that. I don't know how many times it needs to be said before it sinks in. Y'all keep trying to come up with explanations, blaming timing, marketing, or networks. That's not it. Fans are telling you loud and clear with their attention. They're not tuning in. The format isn't connecting. It's that simple. You can dress it up however you want, but the reality doesn't change. Okay, here said, however, Basil is positive despite the decline in viewership. He's willing to bet on the growth of women's basketball, expressing his confidence in the idea. And while it's true that Unrivaled has shaken up the women's basketball landscape, to keep it sustainable, they will have to tackle more than just ratings. Everybody keeps talking about the growth of women's basketball, and I want to be very clear here. Women's basketball has grown, but the numbers tell a very specific story. When Caitlin Clark is not involved, the viewership, the buzz, and the attention simply do not hit the same levels. That's just reality. Do I think the game itself has grown? Absolutely. The talent is better. The skill level is higher. The product on the floor is stronger than it's ever been. I'm not denying that at all. But do I think the majority of the mainstream growth, the spike in numbers, and the national attention is driven by Caitlin Clark? Yes, I do. And I'm not afraid to say it. When Caitlin Clark is part of something, everything looks bigger. The crowds look bigger, the ratings look bigger, the conversations feel louder. That's not an opinion, that's what the data has shown. So when people keep repeating, it's grown, it's grown, it's grown, I agree, but with context. It looks grown when CC is around. Now we're seeing events, games, and leagues without her involvement pulling numbers like 31,000 viewers. And that's not hate, that's the real baseline. That's the real audience without the Caitlin Clark boost. The Caitlin Clark inflation isn't there right now, and because of that, the numbers aren't being masked or amplified. This is what things look like without her making everyone else's numbers appear bigger than they truly are. This doesn't mean the game is failing, it just means we're seeing the truth, unfiltered. And that truth matters when people talk about growth. Now, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share.